Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present a video replay of the match highlights between PSG Talon and Mir Gaming during the South Korea League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
That they need to clear out, but as soon as they clear that, keep a barrier and the player right behind it, they have a free opportunity to just walk in.
Gotti is able to get another and all caught on the rotate, and just first round PSG Talon has done exactly that themselves. Huge take. Dead pitch perfect, but yet Nende left and one of them tracked and blinded. Not going to last very long. There it is, a flawless opening. PSG Talon.
And this is kind of the
Step, okay, admin's locked. We have that player on that single window to catch anyone that might get a bit loose, and the first goes into Sloth. This time around, Yas is removed. As they fall their way back in, I mean, it's good to get a body out of it, but with 2 minutes taken to clear this pocket of space, at some point, PSG Talon, you have to start thinking about the plan.
Yeah, Sloth and Blur, the two people trying to hold onto that top floor for as long as they possibly could, making it difficult, of course, with all those Kiba barriers to be tossed out. Falling all the way back to CEO now. There is a hatch they can use. Also, Ende has moved up to try and support, finds the kill onto Ryder. Is definitely setting them up well here. 40 seconds, still top floor under control, and a 2-man advantage. Make that 3, and a diffuser dropped up on the top floor, which means that it needs to be recovered now.
I mean, we went from a flawless, and we might be there in a second. Soldier, all that's left, has the side of a fight here, is being pushed back. They're hungry for the fight. They C4 Sloth. Oops. They don't get the flawless because of it. But their pressure, they look like they're eyeing up to just, you know, shepherd the players off the back end. But without an engagement in their favor, which they finally get, guard goes down, they can't really start trying to muscle their way in.
This is the thing that confuses me, because we have a couple of players out on the top floor and the ground floor, but in the meantime, we're also opening up the, you know, the hatches towards the basement. As Blur will find Yas. Again, one found on the roam. Top floor now being retaken by Baguette, who is going to be finding himself in an engagement, but won't find anything out of it. Talon somehow flipped those numbers quite quickly here, and with 20 seconds left, it's exactly what they need, but the Pulse still being alive is quite a dangerous thing, because he knows exactly when this plant's going down and will find a kill with a C4.
I mean, there goes Gotti, there goes Sloth getting Ryder. It's leaving only Soldier, who's holding on with the kit, but Sloth has the cut. I mean, if there's 2 people left alive in that situation, the solace and the pulse
and everything are going out. The Akiba barrier they're used to block off the window just temporarily, but it seems like they want to go for a quick plant as Soldier is in and trying to go for it.
Well, Gotti's able to get one on the back end of it. They can't quite get through the Kibas, but it doesn't matter because they've got through every single player, and that's 7 seconds of plant. Smash and grab. Well, they know how to play this top floor. That's for damn sure. At this point, Sloth is trying to pick up the pieces with a Boss G. It's a dangerous gun at the minute, but this isn't really the situation you want it in. It gets a kill, wants to go for the jump out. It's a bit too dangerous. It's a 4 versus 2. By the time you get upstairs, you probably only have about 10 seconds left to hold F on that kit. Really, probably already done. You just have to hold these power positions, swing around and put the pressure when they hear the engagement. 3 players out on this window, and at least 1 kill on the inside, but they're all out of time. And, well, we find ourselves tied back up.
Yeah, pretty good round floor, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get the plant down. That's just going to make things a whole lot more difficult here for Talon. And, you know, still a minute 30 left. Gotti will find himself with a strike to go for. There's a lot of opportunity still there with the Demos to try and hunt some players down. But look at that. Sloth also on the hunt. Will get its 7th kill of the game so far. Instantly rotating back all the way to the basement. Doesn't want to stick up there.
He's having a great time, isn't he? And you can sort of see the impact there. Sloth and Blur, both of them, 2 sort of best KD players in the server right now. They're having an absolute time of it. And obviously when you're on defense on a map like this, you look at the roles that they're playing. Yeah, they're moving around. They're manipulating the space. They're being problematic. It's harder to do on attack. But at the same time, whilst it's working on defense in your first half, it gives you all of that courage to bring that in. Talking of courage, just a free bite onto 1. Can't get the second, but it's traded by Sloth above. I mean, what a difference.
There is some control in the hands of Talon, but it isn't really control they can really do anything with. It's all adjacent to the actual site, not actually the site itself. Yeah, Yas does go down by, I believe that was a quick burst to come through. It'll be to confirm as well from Blur to come in. Grenades are being tossed in now as the side is being pressured, but Sloth still on the back side there trying to skirmish them off.
I mean, they've still got the ground underneath, so it's not safe to go for the plant at this point. They're trying to force their way down from the top. They've secured that territory, but as we've seen before, Sloth is more than happy to be mobile, to be agile, to be dangerous when he needs to be. It's a 4 versus 3. One of them is going to have to put their head down, turning it into a 4 versus 2. You've got to trust the cover, and you've got to try and get one engagement before you go for that execute. With 20 seconds left, that time is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. Another force of play, another bit of pressure as they swing their way in. They're going for the plant. They pull themselves back off because they know it's too dangerous. Pick back up, 10 seconds, and they do win out the engagement with the cover. They have the idea of the plant. They're going for the spray, but it's watched from the bottom of the stairs. PSG Talon somehow hold it together, but now with only Gotti left, I said I wanted to see what he could do here. It's the perfect time to prove it. God, the star player from before, and Blur, the hammer lifter, up against him in a post-plant situation. They're trying to dig their way in. He gets the down onto one. He's able to get himself swung around for the second, and he pulls it off. Gotti, my God.
Did what he needed to do there. The plant was down. He can basically open up verticality from anywhere to get the angle out there. It's definitely not looking strong here for the side of Mur.
I mean, at this point, it just has to be played patiently by PSG Talon. They can wait for the audio. They can try and close themselves in. They're trying to push themselves back up. In fact, it's a clever move. Retake the vertical. Yas gets one on the back end. Sloth is gone. They just try and force themselves through Banshees. They get about as far as you would expect. PSG Talon trying to force their way through together as a team. You've got Sloth acting a little bit loose. Does he know how close Yas is? Obviously not, as Yas comes around the corner and picks up an easy kill.
I just had to be patient there until he heard the sound and was almost instantly certain that he wasn't being watched. Guard still around on that top floor, still wants to take verticality. Again, it's important to have. As long as you don't have verticality, that punch is not going to go down. He misses both shots there with the DMR. Second attempt will land him Gotti though, but there is still another person upstairs, so they might think it's clear. Not really the case.
20 seconds, still working on getting these angles, a 3 versus 3, but as I said, as soon as you go for the plant, that's when things get dangerous, and they still have players underneath to the pulse with a C4, ready to rip and read on everything that gets done. They drop themselves one further level. They know they've got to take the fight, and they can't quite win it out. Yas gets the back end of one. They're sat there waiting. There's 5 seconds, Blur. Pressure is on you. PSG Talon knew it. Right idea, but... And you can't. You never really are entirely in the clear, especially as we see with Soldier getting the read on. He'll just be feeding that in. Misa finds Blur, and at the same time, the C4 finds nobody. Because the audio call was able to move away from it. It gives Sloth an angle to try and play with, but again, this is brilliant sort of arm's length play PSG Talon's doing. They're giving them just enough to keep them scared, but not enough to get them anything.
Skill to fall on the side of Mur, but Yas instantly fighting back, finding Sloth. The person has been looming around the site for a long time, and they're just holding off both the entrances now. Somehow they need to find an entry here, Mur. But it doesn't seem like they'll get one, unless that would have gone the other way around, but PSG find yet another.
I mean, at this point here, 10 seconds, 3 versus 2. They're trying to just muscle their way in, but they can't even get the single grasp of a lifeline here. PSG Talon, they have just locked it down on their consulate defense, and I mean, it's been an exceptional return to retaken, or at least is retaking that top floor. And if he somehow manages to find a drop onto guard, then suddenly that cover is just gone. 40 seconds are all that's between PSG Talon and a victory here. Crack starts to come through. Ryder finds Blur. Gets the lockdown, the revenge. The Deimos works both ways, and they just sort of fed that brilliantly towards their team itself. 20 seconds, a 5 versus 3. Even with how good he's been before, Sloth cannot quite hit the balance. They get the down onto one, get the finish. They've still got, again, these Melusi Banshees. They've still got castles, bulletproofs, and everything. At this point, it would take more than a Hail Mary. It would take an entirely different game. They've gone for the send, and they can't quite find it. PSG Talon, I mean, they opened up as we expected, but I think Mer showed a little bit more than we've had from them before.
Yeah, Mer definitely showed some promise out there, especially as soon as Sloth and Blur were allowed to play their game. We say so?
Blur in the top right isn't part of PSG Talon.
No, he's not. Yeah, that's the first victory for PSG Talon on the board. Mer, they have shown that they have a better opportunity to fight, but they also said it is a longer-term process. They need to bring that different kind of style of siege towards the board before they're really going.